Hello, it's Louise here from Stampin' Delight, and today I am here to share with you the top tips and features of the Stamparatus. I nearly said Stamp-A-Majig then, I'm that used to saying our previous stamping positioning tool. But here today we have the stamping platform, and it is a super addition to our range and is a stamping platform that will blow all others out of the water due to the extra features it has. So you get two of the stamping plates where you can position your stamps on. You have the base platform, which is open so that you can have any size paper going inside. You're not limited to how big a piece of paper or cardstock you can have placed on it because of these open sides here. It has a grid platform here on the base to make it super easy to line things up and position it exactly where it was. It has a foam mat for use with photopolymer stamps. So if you're just using the normal red rubber cling mount, then you would place it, you would just have this as your base platform and then add that extra layer in for your photopolymer stamps. And then here on the back is where the two magnets are stored. So they are stored separately because you really don't want to get them together. They are super strong and they will they have a tendency that if they come together, because of the strength of the magnet, they can break. So you want to keep them separate. Okay, even getting them this close is quite dangerous because the strength will pull them together. I've placed some washi tape around them, mainly because I know they're mine, for when I'm using them in classes, and also because I figure if they do come up together, then I can try and slide them apart. If something happens and you do get your magnets close together, what I would say is try and slide them away from each other and not pull, and that way you've got more of a chance of keeping your magnets intact. So that's sort of a disaster situation tip. Not that we want that to happen, but you know, these things do happen. So I'm going to do a little demonstration today of how to create this simple ombre sentiment technique, okay, on this card here. It's using the Daisy Delight. This thank you comes from Daisy Delight. So I'll just grab the stamp now. As it's photopolymer, we are going to be using the extra foam mat. So I've got that positioned, and this here, because the mat doesn't have any grid markings on, my top tip is to take a piece of grid paper cut to size, position that on top so that you have an extra layer with grid markings on, so that when you're positioning your piece of cardstock in, you can see that it's straight and it's in place, for those that want that extra level of knowledge that you've got it exactly perfect. So I'm placing my card down, placing my two magnets in to hold the card into place, and then I'm just going to position my stamp where I want it and in line, checking that it's in level with my grid paper. Okay, and then because I'm going to go up, I'm going to position it near the top of the platform. So I've placed it into this hinge here, and this is the beauty of the Stamparatus, is these hinges, just make sure that holds in place a bit better, and these hinges mean that you can move the stamping platform plates up, and they move obviously in set distances up your cardstock or your project. So that is how I'm going to create this 3-level evenly spaced sentiments on my card. So I think actually I just need to move it a touch inwards. I don't want it quite on the edge. Okay, so I'm just going to position that back in like so, and then you take your ink pad. So here we have the Night Navy ink pad. Just going to ink up the stamp, position it straight down onto my card, beautifully stamped. If I'd accidentally missed a part of it in terms of inking it up and it had not transferred quite right, then the beauty of the Stamparatus is that if you make a mistake, you can go straight back down. Because everything's positioned, you can stamp again and go over it without a fear of creating a shadow or a secondary layer. So that is another top feature of being able to use the Stamparatus. Because I want the ombre effect, I'm not going to re-ink, I'm just going to move it up on the hinge and place down again, like so. Just make sure that doesn't move. And then maybe position my magnet a bit, and then move it up a third time and go for one final faded stamp at the top, like so. If it seems to move, I mean that is perfectly positioned anyway, then just play around with your magnets till you get it where it won't move off. The other thing is, if I was creating a lot of these in terms of numbers, so say I wanted to create 20, and once I'd positioned my stamp on the Stamparatus and I knew exactly where I wanted to place my card for it all to work, the beauty of having this piece of paper here on your foam mat is that you could mark the corner like so, so that when you remove it to place another piece of card in, I would know exactly where to place it to begin my second one. And so you could start again, positioning down, like so, ready to go again. So there's my top tips. Here's the finished article that I created, just adding some punched out daisies and some of the leaf stamps and a strip of the Daisy Delight papers. Obviously this Stamparatus is, if you've reserved one and you're not sure when it's coming, then feel free to contact me if you reserved it through the link I gave, and I can help you out. Alternatively, you can place it for the top of your list for the 1st of June, and should you require any more information, then please do get in touch. Thank you.